This isn't typical.
Welcome to my Zoom, Cade. It's really, really nice to have you here.
Should be difficult.
And
Thank you so much.
on this studio thing, I've got to tell you, I have some producer friends, very, very good friends in South Africa who have also you guys never make it in your own heads, but for us, you've made it.
Right.
And they've also made it, and they're still also in their bedrooms for exactly the same
Right.
reason.
No, it's just it's how I started, and it feels like home to me. It feels comfortable, and I find that some of my best ideas come from when I'm just, hanging out in my room.
Okay, dude, but like you have had some massive success. Surely by now the money trucks are like lining up outside your house.
Oh, you're too kind. Thank you.
So 700 million streams on Spotify. I don't comprehend what that is, and it's not even mine. What does that mean for you?
Well, it just opened so many doors for me. The opportunity came about very naturally. I was living with one of the members of the group Cheat Codes,
Mm.
and at the time they were really busy with touring. And one of the guys gave me a call. He was out on the road. He's like, "Hey, listen, like I've been working on this Maggie Lindemann remix. I'm kind of just trying to find the right direction to take it." He's like, "I know that you're working on stuff." He's like, "What if you try to give it a spin?" And I was like, "Sounds great." Started working on, the stems of the song, like the files, and just kind of trying to rework them. And I came up with a direction that felt right to me. I showed it to him, and it kind of just came together super organically. But, to see what it did is really incredible. And I still can't believe it, but, I just consider it a blessing. It allowed me to get in some great rooms and speak to people like you. So, it's
You're
really
very,
great.
very nice, Jim. You're very kind. Did Spotify
Uh,
send you one of those plates that everyone was getting during lockdown?
I haven't gotten one yet. I think that's when it reaches 1 billion. So
Uh,
so once it hits 1 billion, I'm gonna get one of those plates, and I'm still trying to decide, because have you seen how everyone eats food off
yeah,
of them?
yeah.
Yeah, so I'm trying to decide what my victory meal is gonna be. I grew up on, do you know what Chick-fil-A is?
I've heard of Chick-fil-A, yes.
Okay, so back where I'm from in Tampa, Florida, it was a very popular fast food spot. And I just feel like when I was growing up, I would eat there all the time. So part of me wants to just keep it super simple, get like some fast food chicken or like a Chick-fil-A sandwich and
Yes.
just eat that off the plate. Keep it nice and classy.
How close are you now? Because I mean, this is obviously what they've sent me from PR. You are surely
Right.
above 700.
I am. I believe it's something after 800 million now. So we're definitely getting there. I think that maybe give it another year, a year or two,
No,
and
no, not a year.
hopefully sooner.
I think maybe
Hopefully
you'll
sooner.
be having Chick-fil-A for Christmas, like in December.
You know what? I sure hope so. That would be absolutely amazing. Yeah,
Fingers
fingers
crossed.
crossed, right?
Okay, so Cade, obviously this all doesn't happen. I mean, as much as it happens overnight for us, the observers, this doesn't happen overnight for you, Cade. Like
Right.
there was a journey to get to this point. Can you give me
Uh,
like the bulleted version of the struggles and the that you had to overcome and the no's to
of
get here?
course. Of course. Well, first things first, like starting from day one, I always just leaned towards music. My grandmother actually used to teach like Wayne Brady and NSYNC, like their harmonies. Back in like in Disney World, Orlando, Florida.
Wow.
So it was, I guess you could say it was in my genetics. I always just really leaned towards music, creativity, and there's videos of me at the age of 3, like performing for my parents in my kitchen. They would
You're
they
that
would like
kid.
move. Yes, exactly. They would like move the couch and everything out of the way, and I would, stand up and just try to perform an act for my parents. I would sing Hakuna Matata from The Lion King.
Okay.
And so like It's from my early age. I was always just trying to be a performer, and it's just what I loved. And then, going to middle school, high school, I would try to start my own rock bands and just play anywhere we could. We would play at like the local Buffalo wing shop, like anywhere that we could get in, we would be playing music. And I'm sure, as you could assume from that, like I'm lugging my own equipment, just doing anything I can to kind of make music happen for myself in a place where it wasn't super prominent. All of
Mm.
my friends were athletes, so I feel like I just kind of grew up trying to do whatever I could. And, I definitely heard a ton of no's, that's for sure. Especially once I moved out to LA. I just noticed that, you're kind of a small fish in a big pond when you get here. And a lot of people are like, that's great. You have a dream, but so does everybody else. And we don't really care unless you prove yourself. And I think that it was that feeling that really motivated me to work so hard.
Cade, how did you deal with the rejection? Because I think it's human to go. I mean, after a couple of them, you're holding some of that right internally. And I feel like it's
Absolutely.
very human to go, okay, well, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I shouldn't be here. Maybe I should give up and go and work somewhere else. How did you get over that in your mind?
You know, I think that for me, it's because of the fact that I just don't feel like there's another place for me to be. I feel like my purpose in life is to be making my music and sharing it with others. And I feel like that's really the only reason that I never stopped when I got discouraged. Because there have been so many times. I mean, I could even tell you a time this week where I was feeling like that, which, as you're probably thinking, maybe it's surprising, but to me, this whole journey is a roller coaster. And there's times where you feel on top of the world, and there's times for me where I just feel like I can't take it anymore. But
Mm.
I think really the factor is that I just feel like I need to be creating music, making music regardless. And I don't want to go work a desk job. I don't want to do something else. So,
No.
so I just try my best to keep my head up, stay on the train. And usually when I'm feeling sad or down about my progress is when I decide to channel that into working more, making more music. I find that I write some of my best stuff when I'm feeling down or something's on my mind like that.
I want to ask you a little bit about maybe the mental health aspect, because everyone in the world struggles with some form of mental health thing,
Absolutely.
right? You are no different because you have over 700 million streams. Your life is not like magically better than anyone else's. And you don't suddenly have tools. But on the flip side, you are now in a fishbowl where everything is kind of magnified. So if anything, I feel like your struggles are not, they're not worse than anyone else's, but I feel like they're more watched than anyone else's. How are you dealing with that side of this?
Well, starting with mental health, it's been a challenge for me for many years. I actually had an experience that was pretty traumatic in like 2016. I was performing with the artist Christina Grimmie,
Mm.
who got terribly she passed away at the show. Someone came with a gun, and it was a tragic situation. So that gave me PTSD. That kind of set me off on a crazy anxiety, depressive state for a while. And at that time, I got put on medicine for anxiety and depression, and really had to like deal with that on its own. So as far as mental health and physical anxiety, that's something that I've struggled with for a long time. But then like as far as the music stuff, how that all ties in is like, with the remix doing well, the 700 million streams, I find that there's this underlying pressure to deliver after the fact. And that's really what gets to me a lot, is just feeling like, okay, like I need to bring something else. Like until I have another song, I'm seen as the one hit wonder. I got to make something happen, So as far as like mental health, I definitely feel like I can be an advocate for that. I've struggled with that for many years, and I actually just recently got off of anxiety medication for the first time in 5 or 6 years.
Oh,
So
wow.
finally I've gotten to the point where I've learned how to handle it and cope with it naturally. And I've learned a lot of tricks and tips that work for me and hopefully work for others too, of ways that I can handle that.
Thank you for being so authentic. I feel like we definitely need more voices like yours in the world.
Well,
Um,
I just not to cut you off. I feel like it's important when it comes to mental health to be honest. Like,
yeah.
I feel that some people find it embarrassing to tell others about, being on medication, this or that. But the truth is, like, anxiety is real, depression is real, and everyone around the world struggles with it. And I feel like it's only fair to let other people know that they're not alone in that.
Mm. And it doesn't matter if your dreams come true, you're still going to have to deal with your because it
Of
follows you
course.
wherever you go. Like you can
Right.
have all the millions of streams, or you could get the job that you're dreaming of, or marry the person that you want to marry and buy the beautiful house. But that struggle is still going to go with you, or drop the weight. Like it's all the same thing.
A-
At,
Absolutely.
at the end of the day, you have to, like, exactly what you did, whether it's going on medication or speaking to someone, you have to deal with it, because otherwise you're never going to get better.
Right. No, definitely not.
And I
So
feel
true.
like also, like, being successful could compound that, because, like you were saying, now the pressure's
Right.
on to deliver, right? You had the
A-
song, now the label and everyone around you is going, okay, what next? And do you ever have, like, is it writer's block for a muso? Do
Oh,
you ever have that where you're
a-
like,
absolutely. And that's something that's funny too that I've learned more recently is creatively. I find that if something's bothering me like that, or like if I feel insecure or have fear about something, it really blocks my creative. So
mm,
there's times with those kind of situations I'm like, okay, I need to deal with this first, and then I can allow myself to open up and be free creatively, because I find that, those thoughts really completely block my creative side.
Cade, what inspires you?
You know, I feel like there's a lot of things that inspire me. I've always been inspired by nature, but more importantly, I feel like I'm inspired by just people and life experiences. I find a lot of times if I'm like doing sessions every single day and all I'm doing is I'm showing up to either my bedroom or a proper studio to work, I find that I don't have much to say. And I make myself go hang out with friends, go out, go do other things just so
Mm.
I can, pay attention and take something in from other people, or, just allow life to have its experiences. So I think definitely life experiences, um, people and their personalities and what they say. Movies are really interesting for me. Sometimes I like to kind of watch a movie and think about their storyline, kind of pull it into what I'm going through. I don't know, a lot of things.
So you've just dropped, or you're about to drop, Watching You Cry?
I'm just about to.
Just about to. Okay. Talk to me about this and why this name.
Okay, so basically this project is a project that I wrote while I was going through a breakup. I was with this girl for 2.5 or 3 years, and we broke up, and I was really brokenhearted over the situation. It was like a pretty mutual situation, but it was something where I had a hard time letting go of those memories, those moments. And I live currently in LA, but I went back home to Tampa, Florida, which is where I'm from, for like 2 months. And there, with my laptop, I have the ability to like record there as well. So I just stayed there and basically said, I'm not coming back to LA until I kind of let go of these feelings and write everything out. And
Wow.
every single day I would just, go into the studio and work. And there would be times where I was, crying myself or just like feeling super down. And I found that those experiences really fueled the fire of my lyrical content for this whole project. So really, it started as just making a bunch of different songs. And when I finished all the songs, I realized that there was this cohesiveness of the hurt feelings and the sorrows that were in the lyrics and the moodiness of the tracks, everything. So I decided to call it Watching You Cry, and it was basically based around one of the songs, which is called Watching You Cry. It's like the title track. And in that song, I basically just say, I can't keep watching you cry. Like, I can't keep, allowing myself to hurt you and vice versa. Like, just felt like a two-way street of toxicity. And that's kind of the inspiration behind the whole project. And I'm really excited for people to hear it. Hopefully, if they've experienced a similar situation, which I'm sure people have, they can relate to it.
Is it a sad project, or are there moments of sadness and uplifting moments as well?
There's both. There are uplifting moments as well. I would say that a lot of the songs on the project do kind of go through the pain that I was going through, but it's also just, different glimpses and moments from the relationship, and some are a little bit more, upbeat and kind of just fun records, which is nice too. So what's cool about the project to me is that every song kind of has a different flavor. And I'm really curious to see just how everyone responds to that, because I know that I have favorites, but I want to see how everyone reacts.
Tell me what your favorite is.
I think that my favorite song on the project is this song. It's called Hard to Let You Go / Voicemail. And it's really crazy because one, it just feels very original and like special and unique to me. But I feel like it's really cool because there's this beat switch up at the end where I play the voicemail, the last voicemail that I had from this girl. And she's like talking to me like really sweet, like kind of like a baby talking, just like in baby talk being all cute. And I threw that snippet in there, and then the beat switches up to this like halftime slower cool feeling kind of vibey instrumental section. And I just think it's really special, cinematic, and I'm excited to see how people take it in.
I'm excited for this. I think we all need a good, not a breakup album, but like we need music that makes us feel. Because I
Right.
think a lot of us just kind of carry on. And as artists, you have this innate ability to be able to sit down with a paper and a pen or a computer and get the feelings out. We have to sit in our cars and listen to you get your feelings out in order for us to get our feelings out. So
Right.
these albums are always necessary. But I do have another question, and this might be a problematic question. So check me if it's
Okay.
problematic. But
I'm sure it's not.
does she know? And how do you feel now, having worked through it, knowing that this project is about that place and time, and going forward, someone new might also know that in the future?
So to question one, she does know. I actually like at the end of the relationship, we like met up one more time, kind of just to like check in on each other. And at that time, I showed her the music, asked if it was okay with her for me to make certain information public, because I didn't want to I'm not trying to put something out that embarrasses someone or, throws anyone under the bus or anything. That was definitely not the vibe. It was to me, this music is all a stamp of where I was at that time. And that's kind of how I feel about it. Like looking back at it now that I feel great and I'm in a good place and I've already worked through all of that, is I can pride myself in the fact that during that time, that's how I felt. And, I feel like it produced some really great records, and I want to put that out for people because it's real. I honestly like I'm really excited for after this project too, because I want to put out some just super fun, upbeat, like happy mood records. I want to do something like that as well. But this is where I was at the time, and I want to share that with the world because, I feel like there's got to be other people that are going through that situation in one way or another.
So, Cade, obviously this project is dropping very soon, but talking about the new stuff, are you already working on the new stuff?
Yes, ma'am. So I have, yeah. I mean, I can't stop when it comes to this stuff. It's just, like how I enjoy spending my time. So yes, I have this project coming out. I don't want people to think I'm trying to skip over it or skip through it, because it's definitely very important to me.
Yeah.
But I already have like the next singles that are going to be coming after it. And actually, one really interesting fact about this project is in the intro and the outro of the project, there's a snippet of another song of mine that has not been released before. And people are going to hear it and probably wonder what that is. They're going to be able to likely tell that it's my voice and kind of figure out based on the other records that it's me. But that song is going to be coming out after the fact. It's like a little Easter egg for
I
whoever
love
finds it.
it.
So I have that song coming out afterward, and like two or three other songs that I wrote that are a lot more, happy, uh, just cool, like fun mood and enjoyable records.
Cade, when is Watching You Cry dropping?
It's coming later this summer, date to be announced. But it's all locked and loaded. I'm really excited. Yeah, I cannot contain myself. I've been waiting to put this out for a really long time. It started like like a year and a half, maybe almost 2 years now back.
Wow.
So this has been a long time coming for me. I've dropped a couple of the songs already as singles, and then I think there's 3 or 4 new ones coming on this project. So yeah, it's gonna be really fun.
I'm very excited. And when you tour it, please can you tour it here as well in South Africa?
Absolutely. I've never been to South Africa.
No, you have to come.
It's
Everyone that comes here moves in. Like they don't
well,
leave. The
I
guys
I
from New City and Neon Dreams, Casey Lowry was here, and they all ended up staying for longer than they should have.
I I think that's why I've never been. There might be a small fear that I'm gonna get there and I'm not gonna want to come home.
Just bring all your stuff. You can record here. We have internet. We have everything.
You have an extra room.
Done. Oh my gosh. As long as you like dogs, because I have many dogs.
Oh yeah, I love dog. You know what's funny? I never grew up with pets like that. I never had a dog, never had a cat growing up, and always wanted them. And I would just go over to my friend's house and enjoy their pets. But my parents were just, we traveled a lot, which it made complete sense to me. And they also, when I was younger, they're like, "You're not going to take care of it, so we're
Uh-huh.
not going to take care of it." And now that I'm a bit older, I think I understand that whole theory. But I definitely wish that I had, puppies growing up.
Oh my gosh, pull in. I currently have 2 puppies. You are
What
welcome.
kind?
You're going to share the room with the PlayStation 5, but that's okay. I'm sure you'll live.
That's very okay with me. I've always been an Xbox guy, but any video games is cool with me.
Oh my gosh, Kate. Okay, so just send me your dates and pull in. You're welcome.
Done, done and done. I can't wait. I've heard that South Africa is a great time.
I think we're really nice people. We're very chilled. The food is amazing and there's lots to drink.
Any fun partying?
Oh my gosh, yes. No, we actually put the Australians to shame. I know that TikTok says that it's the Australians you should watch out for. It's the South Africans for sure.
Well, that's why I bring it up, because I've heard some rumors that people in South Africa know how to party.
Oh yes, but you know what? I'm not gonna sit here and convince you. Come.
Okay, done.
We'll
Done. I
we'll
need to
make sure
experience it for myself.
we'll make sure to look after you, but also that you're gonna like party.
Sounds amazing. Sign me up.
Kate, thank you so much for your time. I'm really, really excited for you to come here one day, hopefully soon. And also for this album. Thank you so much for hanging out with me.
Thank you for having me. It was so much fun and so great to meet you.
And you have a really beautiful day.
Oh, thank you. You as well.
Bye.
Bye, Danny.
Jacaranda FM.